Good afternoon, guys. In our first lab, um, I have a set of instruments that we'll be using to collect our abiotic data. Um, I will go through them with you and their function. The first one is your soil pH and moisture probe. Okay, so it is multifunction. If you look at it, there is a section that marks pH. When it goes right, it will tell you that the soil is alkalinic. If it goes to the other end where it is red, it will basically tell you that the soil is acidic, right? Okay, so what you'll do, you'd basically place the sensor in the soil. All right, so you will push it as far as you can. Okay. So if you look at the needle, right, you can see it's moving towards red. So what it basically showing you, it's like probably about 6.2, which tells you that the soil is acidic. Okay, all right. So it has on it a key around here, right? When you press it, that will tell you the moisture content in this in the soil, right? So when you press it like this, okay, you look, you see the needle move, right? So the needle move and it records the moisture. So the moisture is basically measured in percentage. So by my look, it appears as if it is about 60 to 70, about 65% moisture in the soil. So this is the soil pH probe. Okay, this is the light meter, right? So the purpose of this is to measure soil light intensity, okay, and that is measured in lux. Okay, so if you come a little closer, right, what you will do, this is a sensor that will pick up your light, okay, and this, it carries a range. So if you look at it, it's showing a line, which means the light is very, very low in this area. So what you will do, you'll try to change your range. Okay, so you change your range, and if you look up here right in the corner here, you see times 10. Okay, so basically what it is measuring now is your light intensity outside. So because it is fluctuating, what you will do, you will use this key to hold. Okay, so once you hold it, you look and you see it says 1492 times 10 lux. Okay, so that is what it is. If you have more sunlight, then the intensity would be much more stronger, so you would probably have to move the range from times 10 up to 100. Okay, so that is your light meter. My other instrument, this is your anemometer, and this is what you use to measure the wind speed. Okay, so what you will do, you will switch it to meters per second. So if you look, it's slightly windy, right? So it is measuring up to, fluctuating between 1 and 0.7, right? And that is meter per second. Okay, so this is your anemometer, and it is used to measure wind speed. Okay, this other instrument that you will be using is your soil meter, soil thermometer, sorry, right? So this one you use will tells you the temperature of the soil. So what you'll do, you place the probe in the soil, right? And you leave it for maybe a minute or so, right? So if you look at it, you will see the needle, it is basically decreasing. So if you look at it closely, you will see it dropping, right? So you give it a few minutes until it's stable. Once it stabilizes, then you take the reading. Okay, so if the soil is much hotter, then you'd find it increases. And this, by the way, is measured is either in Fahrenheit or Celsius, so whichever one you want to use, that's okay. All right, so that is your soil thermometer. Okay, your other instrument that you will be using is your sling psychrometer. It's your sling psychrometer, right? And what it does is that it measures humidity, right? So if you notice, there are two thermometers there. You have a dry bulb and a wet bulb. Okay, so what basically you do, you place some water on the wet bulb, right? And what you will do, you will swing it like this in the air. Okay, so you'll probably do it for about 30 seconds, right? Then what you will do, you will basically take the reading. So you will take the reading from the wet bulb, take the reading from the dry bulb, and then you will do the necessary calculations in order to measure the humidity in the air. So basically, these are the equipment, the instrument that you will be working with when you go on your field trip, right? If you were here for the first lab, these are the instrument that you would basically use to carry out your very first lab. Okay? All right. There's one more section that you will have to do, which is that you will have to check the soil for fauna. Okay? So what we have, what we would use as a sieve, right? You would use this container to sieve your soil in, right? And what you will have is your 0.25 meter quadrat. You will toss it randomly, right? Then what you will do, you will select a area within the quadrat and you will dig that area, right? You will dig that area, and then whatever soil you collect, you would set your container that has the sieve, right? So you put whatever soil you collect from that area. Okay? So you will pour it and you will sieve. Okay? So whatever fauna that is present in the soil, once you sift through, then you will find them within the soil that you collect. So far, I'm not really seeing anything, but basically, this is just to show you exactly how you would go about carrying out this procedure. All right, thank you.